So my 30th birthday was coming up, and I was so tired of just being alone that I took a risk. And the Friday before, at our artist ministry group, I was there, and I just said, Wednesday will be my 30th birthday party. I would just really like to spend it with people that I care about. Would anyone here like to join me at Olive Garden? And I was hoping at least one would. I was hoping one person would meet me. And I was actually in shock because one family goes, we're free Wednesday, we can go. And another one went, yeah, we can go too. Yeah, we can bring the kids. And then another one. And the entire room of people said they would all meet me at Olive Garden for dinner on Wednesday night. And I was in shock, and I was like, okay. I mean, I was expecting one. I'd have been okay with like one or two. I was a little overwhelmed that everyone wanted to be there for me. Okay, I'll do it. And I went through the week, and I was getting a little nervous, and Tuesday night came. It's the night before my birthday, and Tuesday night was when Jen and I would go on walks. We'd walk on the beach, and we would just talk, and I was building a relationship with her. She did not know about my diagnosis at all, but we would talk, and we were getting to know each other, and she was part of the artist ministry group, and I picked her up, and I was so excited, and I'm like, Jen, I get off. I have the whole day off tomorrow. Can we get together before dinner, and can we go to Olive Garden together? Because I was freaking out a little to meet all these people by myself. And her answer to me was, like, seriously, she didn't say anything, like nothing. And I just went, like, why didn't you say anything? And my head is going, oh, she really doesn't care about you. Oh, you know what? You are pushing it. You could hang out with her Tuesday, but there is no way she wants to hang out with you even more than dinner on Wednesday. And everything that you could think of was going on in my head. Well, this was the beginning of our trip. She had just gotten in my car. So we had the most awkward drive to the beach. And then we've got an hour walking on the beach where we usually talk and chat and converse and just talk real. And this trip, there was almost silence. I had no idea why she was silent. She never did really answer, and she avoided the topic. And it was like, why can't, like, if you're busy, just say, hey, I'm busy. I'll meet you at the restaurant. But there was nothing. Dead silence. And I'm like, did I do something? Should I not have asked? It was the most awkward time ever. And I drove her home in awkward silence, and I left her, and I went home, and I think I probably cried all night. I'm like, I thought I was building this friendship with her. I don't know what happened. I don't know why she won't talk to me and why she won't tell me what happened. And the next day I had off, and I ended up going to a couple. It was another couple in our church, and they actually knew about my diagnosis because they recognized it. I didn't tell them. Leah didn't tell them. They came and asked me about it because they had worked with others who had been DID, and so they knew about it. And I was not quite myself. I'm not exactly who was present, but whoever it was like, I'm not going to dinner. Sorry, not doing it. I am not going to Olive Garden. You know what? They all care about each other. They can all have dinner together. I'm not showing up. I have no idea what happened with Jen. She was my closest friend at that point. I don't know. I'm not going. I just am not going. And this couple was so sweet. They're like, yes, go. And I'm thinking, you guys aren't coming. And Leah's not coming. And nobody at that dinner knows I'm divided, and I am so not okay right now, and no, I am not gonna go. And they let me stay that way for a while, but it got to be about 15 minutes before dinner time, and they're like, you really need to go. You made a commitment, just go. And I am one that sticks to my commitments even if I'm freaked out and I don't want to do things. So I did. I drove to the restaurant, and I didn't see anyone outside, and I'm like, it's 5 minutes before dinner time. Why isn't anyone here? I walk into the lobby. There is nobody. Nobody is around. And I'm like, what, did they just all blow me off and just not come? And I was just wanting to cry, wanting to run, running to just go. I felt so loved last Friday, and now I feel so abandoned, and what the heck? And I walked in and went, well, I think I'm meeting people here, and this is my name. And they're like, oh, you're Stephanie. And I'm like, yes. And they're like, come with me. And they took me into the back of the restaurant through these closed doors, and I walked into this room. They had decorated this room in this restaurant. There were blue and purple balloons everywhere, which, if you knew me, you knew those were my safe colors. And so even though I felt a little on the shaky side and everything on the inside was a little on the shaky side, I saw the blue and purple and I felt safe. It was my note from God that goes, I got you. You're okay. And every single one in that meeting from our artist group was in that room, and they had frogs everywhere, and Jen was there, and she's like, I'm sorry I couldn't say anything. We were planning a surprise and I had to come help set up the dinner and I didn't know how to tell you, and it made all the stress from the night before go away. My poor friend Jen does not know how to lie to me, and she had no idea how to say, I'm setting up for your party, so no, I can't meet you. And so it left her speechless, which I interpreted completely wrong. And here I am. I had a wonderful dinner, and on top of that special thing, into the room walked my brother. He is about 12 years younger than me, and he walked in carrying a ginormous frog because he knew I loved frogs. He drove from over an hour away to come to dinner and spend it with me because they had reached out to him. And do you want to know how loved and special I felt? Sure, none of them knew about my diagnosis, except my brother. He knew. But nobody else did, but they poured so much love. They sang happy birthday to me 30 times. And every different way you could sing, and I would go to the restroom and walk through the restaurant, and the waiters and waitresses would go, what number are they on? Like the entire restaurant knew it was my birthday and just celebrated me. And it was a very, very amazing time. Afterwards, Jen and I stood in the parking lot and we talked for an hour or two and laughed about the fact that the night before, what I was thinking and wouldn't tell her, and what she was thinking and didn't know how to tell me. And we had this crazy, amazing conversation, and it was a very, very special time. I'll never forget my 30th birthday, and how, even though I felt alone, and even though I freaked out, even though I almost didn't go, I'm so glad that that couple in the church told me to go, because they knew what was happening, and they knew there was a party for me, and they knew I would feel loved. And it was great to feel loved and accepted, and it definitely just helped me feel like I belong. So thanks for listening to my story. Coming up soon is part 2 of the Lonely Little Flower story, especially after all this love that I'm feeling. It's not feeling so alone anymore. And so I do add more to the story. But thanks for listening. There's more to come.